Happy National Indigenous Peoples Month. I'm here with Master of Arts and Professional Communication student Délani Valin, whose book Shapeshifters was recently shortlisted for the Gerald Lampert Memorial Award for the best first book of poetry in Canada in 2023. So congratulations, Délani. And how does it feel to be recognized for this award?
It's so unexpected. I'm just really thrilled and grateful. You never know how it's going to be to put something out in the world, who's going to read it, who's going to receive it, and it's just been really wonderful to have this nomination and to be recognized amongst so many other really talented peers. So I'm just filled with gratitude.
And I heard that you were just recently nominated for another award. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It's for the Indigenous Voices Award, which again is just another roster full of Indigenous talent in many different genres. So for me, it was in the English poetry category, and I'm just really thrilled to be counted among such talented writers. Yeah, I'm really grateful.
Now the theme of shapeshifting is constant throughout the book, and I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about what that means and why you chose that theme for the book.
Sure, yeah. It actually started when I was taking my undergrad, and I had a professor, Marilyn Bowering, who was helping me a little bit because I was feeling really stuck writing kind of the same sort of poem over and over, a lot of same themes. I was just dealing with a lot of sadness at the time, actually, and she suggested that I write from different personas, and I thought that was a really cool idea. And so I started to take on different voices in this book from different corporate mascots, because those were a lot of what I grew up with. So we have, poems from the perspective of McDonald's and Barbie, and it's a way to have fun and explore a range of different emotions, and also get a little bit closer to, what I want to talk about. Who am I at the center of all that? Right. Yeah.
I think I read a poem last night about Mr. Clean and Mrs. Clean.
That's right, yeah. They don't have the best marriage in the book.
They don't have the best marriage.
No.
It was really, really cool, though, yeah. Now, we're celebrating National Indigenous Peoples Month, and of course it's National Indigenous Peoples Day later in June. Mm-hmm. So I wondered if you could tell me sort of what are your favorite books about by Indigenous authors right now?
Yeah, there's so many out there right now. I think we're really privileged to live at a time when there's just so many fresh voices coming out, and a few that I want to highlight. I had the pleasure of reading with Justine Dion-Gloa. Their work is wonderful. They have a book out called Trailer Park Shakes, which has also been nominated for the Indigenous Voices Award. As well as Emily Riddle's book, The Big Melt. So those two are really great books to check out. Really fresh and interesting voices, very different. Dealing with some humor in there too, so it's a real nice range. And I also had the pleasure of reading with Jonina Curtin, who is a Métis Icelandic poet. And her work is just beautiful too. It's really helped me actually come into my own identity. It was like medicine for me to read her work. So I, really can speak highly of those writers. But I think you can't go wrong right now. We're just in such a beautiful period of a wealth of writing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, thanks for those recommendations. I really look forward to reading some of those as well. Now the jurors called your book bold, surreal, and energetic, and I would definitely agree. And I was hoping you might be able to read a little bit of it for us.
I would love to, yeah, for sure. So I'm going to read from a longer poem that I wrote. It's called No Buffaloes. This one actually won the Malahat Review's Long Poem Award in 2017. So I'll read the first section here. I'm capital M Métis, the proof, official cards, forms, anatomy, high cheekbones, dark hair, Red River veins, sanctioned subcutaneous topography. Is there an ideal? It's not me. I called my mother's mother grandma, not Nocum, and she told me of being cold in Meadow Lake, school lunches clanging frozen in tin pails, sharing shabby rooms with brothers, praying and growing up motherless. What about our history? I glimpsed it in 5th grade. PowerPoint presentations of figure-8 flags, fiddles, men shot and hanged. Couldn't identify with violent static slides. Instead, I memorized names like Dumont and Riel, got the grades, let go of the sash and the script, moved on, batosh blip. And I'd like to just read one more. This one's a prose poem, and it's called "What Are the Ethics of Picking a Stinging Plant?" I've been daydreaming of nettle, the underside of a flat leaf foaming with formic acid, little barbs licking wind. I've never harvested it before, but I think about bringing my scissors down to the lake. I wouldn't lay tobacco down like I'm supposed to, because I'd need to rip open a Du Maurier and scatter the arsenic. That's bad medicine, I think, bad ethics. I have black tea instead. I don't have access to pure tobacco here. Is that okay? I daydream of just taking the top 3 inches from 10 or 12 plants. I'm sleepwalking. It's the smell of hot soup wafting from the lake, leading me. Tadpole and lily pad and skunkweed stew. Or is it Campbell's? I'm cooking up a way to wake up from this, but in the meantime, I tucked teal rubber gloves into my sweatshirt pocket. I felt real peace last summer when I filled bags with blackberries to burst, but neither fruit nor thorn know my name on this land, so I haunt their patches like a ghost. The problem is that I'm a stranger to myself, and so when Nettle asks, "Where are you from, and who is your grandmother?" I can answer, "It's all in the documents at home. It's all there in case you need proof." But when Nettle lowers their voice and asks, "Okay, and who are you?" I think about my sadness and my credentials and a story I made up when I was 7. I say something like, "I'm just trying to be here." Nettle looks and sees. "Soup's on," they say. They mean Nettle minestrone. They mean I am also in the broth. So when I wake up one day, my hands will still be stinging.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You really, I just want to congratulate you again, Délani.
Thank you.
On this remarkable collection.
Thank you so much.
I had so much fun dipping into the poems last night. I've got many more to come, so I'm very
really glad to
excited.
hear that.
I'm very excited about that too. So thank you, and thank you for joining us today.
It's my
and
pleasure.
sharing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I get you to sign my
Yeah,
copy?
of
I've got a
course.
pen. It's fantastic. Thanks so much. Thank you. That's great.